Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So for obvious reasons, we've been talking a lot lately about the new gun control laws that have been taking effect starting January 1st of 2024, but that is not the end. There are several new gun control laws that are set to take effect come February of 2024. So if you want to know what those are and what state those are being implemented in, stay tuned. Now, before we get started, I want to talk about today's sponsor, which is Delete Me, an amazing service that allows you to get your online privacy back. Believe it or not, there are data brokerage sites out there whose sole mission is to gather and sell your personal data. So what is Delete Me and how does it help? Well, Delete Me is a company that cares about your personal privacy. And so what they will do is collect your information and then search those data brokerage sites and remove your personal identifying information from them. Now, I personally have a Delete Me account, and in just the first week alone, they've already removed my information from 15 sites. Your dashboard gives you all of the information that you're going to need in order to control your online privacy. For instance, some of the data you can find on your dashboard are listings reviewed. In my case, there was 8,881, and the type of exposed data that they found. So if your online data privacy is important to you, join Delete Me. Use the link down below to save 20% or use the discount code COPPERJACKET. Okay, so let's go and talk about what's going on here. So over the past month or so, we've talked a lot about new gun control laws that took effect starting on January 1st of 2024 in states like Washington with their new 10-day waiting period and training requirements for applications. And we've been talking about Illinois and their so-called assault weapons bans and the lawsuits surrounding that. California with SB 2. I mean, there has been a lot to talk about and a lot of different developments in each one of those cases. But one thing that's not being talked about all that much are several new gun control laws that are set to take effect come February in the state of Michigan. From what I understand, Michigan hasn't passed that much gun control in the last 40 years. Now, all of a sudden, under Gretchen Whitmer, it is taking off like wildfire.
Now, this set of new laws will be going into effect in February of 2024.
Now, there's actually 4 new gun control laws that are set to take effect in Michigan starting February 14th of 2024, so on Valentine's Day. Must be Michigan's way of saying that we love you by restricting your constitutional rights. Now, the first of these new gun control laws is going to be, well, you probably guessed it, red flag laws. Michigan has just become the 21st state to implement ERPOs, or extreme risk protection orders. Now, in the state of Michigan, they're trying to sell this by saying that people still have due process, that there's plenty of due process. But the problem with that is that the people who this ERPO is being served against have no idea that it's happening until it's already happened. So they don't have a way to defend themselves until after the fact. So no matter what comes before that, no matter what process has happened before that, there is no due process for the person who is having their personal property and their constitutionally protected property confiscated from them. So now, from what I understand from reading this, it looks like it's going to be a minimum of 3 months. Now, you do have a chance to defend yourself, but again, that doesn't happen until after the fact. You've already lost your rights, you've lost all your property, and now you can go and defend yourself. And then on top of that, you might have to wait 3 months, right? But a judge can actually extend that order by another year. So it could be well over 15 months before you ever see anything back, if you ever see it back at all. Now, this next one doesn't require all that much explanation, but very similar to an ERPO, this now forces Michigan law into your home. So once you've legally acquired something and it's your own personal property, Michigan feels like they have the right to tell you what to do with it while it's in your home, and that is through new safe storage laws that are, again, going to start February 14th. Now, let's not forget about the one law that's probably at the top of every leftist playbook. We hear it on the federal stage all the time, you hear it at the state level, and that's universal background checks. And that's what they got in Michigan now, universal background checks. Say goodbye to private party transfers and things like that without going through an FFL. Everything's got to go through the shop now. There's got to be a 4473 set up for just about everything, just like we got here not that long ago in the state of Nevada. Now, the last one that's set to take effect is going to be for people who've been convicted of domestic violence. If you have been convicted, you're going to lose your rights for at least 8 years. So for 8 years, you're not going to be able to own anything. You're not going to be able to acquire anything. It is going to be completely wiped away from you for the next 8 years, and that is for a misdemeanor conviction. Now, this is exactly what happens when there's complete control by one party in the state. They have the governor's office, they have the legislature, they pretty much have a free pass to do what they want. just like in California, in Colorado, in Illinois, in New York, in Washington. When that happens and there's not enough people on the opposing side to put a stop to things like this, you start seeing them more and more. And like I said, I saw that there hadn't been anything passed in like 40 years in Michigan until that happened, until the left took over pretty much all aspects of government, and now they can do what they want. And this is what we're seeing. This is, you know, the cause and effect from that happening. So anyway, I just wanted to make you aware of that. You know, a lot of people are talking still about what's going on, including myself, about what's going on starting January 1st of 2024 and the implication that that's going to have moving forward. But it's not over yet. New laws that were passed back in 2023 are now taking effect. Now, the reason that this is taking effect on February 14th and not January 1st or not immediately is because in Michigan, if something isn't brought to law and something doesn't take effect immediately when the bill is signed, then they have to wait 90 days after the legislature ends its session. So when they go on break, and they went on break in November 14th of 2023, so they have to wait 90 days from that date before these, you know, new laws take effect. So again, that's why it didn't happen on the 1st, or why it didn't happen immediately. Regardless, it's happening, and you know, hopefully something will be done about it. Hopefully there'll be some lawsuits, but it's kind of strange talking about Michigan like that. It's just terrible to see that this is spreading across our country so much, even post-Bruin, where, you know, the Supreme Court has clearly laid out the framework. The framework that should have put an end to all new laws like this. So that's what's happening in Michigan. I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button, that little bell notification, and a like is always appreciated. You all have a great day.